Exercise 12, Conversation 1. Listen to part of a conversation between two students on campus.
We seem to be having this conversation over and over again.
You're right.
Look, I know how you feel about my smoking. You don't have to tell me every day.
I'm sorry. I worry about you.
I know, but work and school have me so stressed out. Maybe I'll be able to quit after I graduate.
Let's be honest. There's always going to be a reason not to. After you graduate, it's going to be hard to find a job. Then there will be the stress from just starting a job. Then there will be...
Okay, I get your point. It's just so hard. You don't really understand because you never smoked.
You need some help. Why don't you go to a doctor?
You mean a psychiatrist?
No, I don't. I mean a general practitioner. Maybe you can get a patch or some pills. Well, I don't know, something to help you with the withdrawal, because that's what it is.
Really, I believe I can quit on my own, just not right now. But I'll think about what you said. I will.
All right. I won't mention it for a week. Then I want to know your decision, because if you don't get some help, I need to rethink our plans.
You mean you'd break our engagement over this? I can't believe it.
I don't know. I love you. But I'm not sure I could accept everything that goes along with the smoking.
Number 1. What is the main topic of this conversation? Two. What does the woman suggest? 3. What does the man promise to do? 4. How does the man feel about the woman's decision? 5. What can we infer about the woman? 'Conversation 2. Listen to part of a conversation between two students in a college dormitory.
Want to go down to dinner, John? The line is going to close in about half an hour and I'm hungry.
What time is it?
6 o'clock. You had better go now if you want to eat. They're serving fish cakes and baked potatoes.
I don't think I'll go.
Oh, come on. Get yourself a big salad if you don't want fish. The dessert will probably be good.
No thanks, Bill. I think that I'll keep studying for a while and then maybe I'll order a pizza later.
Suit yourself. Do you have a test or something?
Yeah, it's not until Monday, but I want to go home this weekend.
Lucky you. 2 days of home cooking.
It sure beats the cafeteria at this place.
True. Well, knock on my door if you decide to get that pizza later.
Why? Aren't you going to eat either?
Sure, but I'll be hungry again by 10.
Number 1. What prompted this conversation? Two. Why is John studying? 3. When will the cafeteria close? 4. What does Bill want John to do? 5. What will Bill most probably do now? Exercise 13, Conversation 1. Listen to part of a conversation between two friends on campus.
Did you see that TV special on Norman Rockwell last night? You know, the one that Dr. Mitchell mentioned in class last Wednesday.
Yeah, I did. I don't have a TV, but I went over to a friend's house. It was really good, wasn't it?
It sure was. I thought it was really interesting how he developed the paintings in stages, starting with photographs. I'm glad Dr. Mitchell mentioned that in class, or I might not have understood that part of the program as well.
I thought that was interesting, too. It never occurred to me that he would have actually employed, models. I just assumed that he invented all those wonderful characters. Then when Dr. Mitchell said that the characters were real, well...
I know, but it does make sense to use photographs of real people to solve as many of the composition problems as well before starting to paint.
True. The special really made that clear, didn't it?
It did. I like the way they interspersed recreations of the modeling scenes with the actual Rockwells.
Really, that was awesome. I'm sorry I didn't record it.
I did.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want to see it again?
Sure. Hey, maybe we could do something for, extra credit?
That would be great. Let's talk to Dr. Mitchell about it.
Okay. He said he was open to extra credit projects. Oh, but you probably don't need any extra credit.
Oh, yes, I do. I don't do that well on tests, so...
Really? That's surprising. You're always the first to answer in class.
Sure, but the tests are essays, and I'm not that good at writing.
Okay, then. Let's do the extra credit.
Okay.
Anyway, you know what I like most about Rockwell?
What?
Well, when you look at one of the magazine covers, which magazine was it?
The Saturday Evening Post.
Right. Well, you can just tell what the people are thinking and feeling. The picture really tells a story.
Yeah, I like that too. And to think that he created several hundred of those.
Amazing. Of course, that was over a long period of time. Wasn't it almost 60 years? But still...
I'd like to see them when the exhibit comes to Miami.
What exhibit?
The one they mentioned after the special.
Oh, I must have turned it off before the announcement. I'd like to see it too.
Maybe we can work that into our extra credit project, going to the exhibit. But even if we can't, let's go.
Okay. When is it?
Next week. And it's here on campus, so that's easy.
Well, that gives us a couple of weeks before the end of the semester to finish the extra credit.
What do you want to propose for it? Remember, I'm not great at writing.
Well, you've already got the video, right?
Right.
Then why don't we submit the video and, some photographs of the exhibit? We could do a short introduction and maybe, I know, we could package it for the reserve desk at the library.
Great idea. That way, people who didn't have a chance to see the video or go to the exhibit, they could see the material in the library.
And the really good thing is that Dr. Mitchell can use it every semester for his class.
Wow, that's brilliant. He should like that. Now, all we have to do is write the proposal for the extra credit.
I'll do that. I really don't mind writing.
This is terrific. I can do the photos easily.
I was counting on that. After all, you're the art major.
Oh, just one thing. We'd better find out if I can shoot photos at the exhibit. I mean, sometimes they won't let you do that.
Even for a class project?
Look, I don't know, but I'll find out who to call for permission. Usually, you can get permission if it isn't for, profit.
Perfect. Just let me know as soon as you can so I can get going on the proposal.
Number 1. What do the speakers mainly discuss? Two. How did Rockwell paint such interesting faces? 3. What do we know about Rockwell? Four. What do the students plan to do for extra credit? Five. Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question.
Anyway, you know what I like most about Rockwell?
What?
Why does the woman say this?
Anyway, you know what I like most about Rockwell?
Six. What will the couple probably do? Conversation 2. Listen to part of a conversation between two students on campus.
So, Linda, how are you going to study for the final?
Me? I'm going to use my notes mostly, I guess.
You mean you aren't going to read the book?
Oh, well, yeah, I read the book, but I'm not going to spend that much time reviewing it. You know, I did that for the first couple of quizzes, but there were hardly any questions from the book on them at all. So, well, I figured that the midterm wouldn't have that much from the book either.
Well, you were right about that. Most of the questions did come from the notes.
From the notes and, well, there were some from the handouts, too.
Right. Remember that question about, what was it, colonial art?
Colonial art? Oh, yeah, okay.
It was...
Directly from the handout. But I had some notes on that, too.
Did you? I'm not sure I did. Maybe your notes are more detailed, are better than mine.
I don't know about that. But I do try to write down everything I can in class, you know. Then I organize it into headings afterward.
You rewrite them?
Yeah, I do.
You rewrite all of your notes?
Yeah, it's part of my study plan.
That must take a lot of time.
Well, I guess so, but still I find that I remember better when I write something down.
Okay.
And besides, when I get ready to study for the final, I have everything in one place. Come to think of it, I think it probably saves me time.
Because you aren't organizing everything at the last minute for the tests.
Yeah, and I sort of remember more since I've already gone over it once.
Okay. That sure makes sense, but how do you find the time to do all that rewriting? I'm always behind as it is. I hardly have time to do the reading assignments.
But I think maybe you spend more time on the reading assignments than I do. I just skim over them before class. It probably doesn't take me more than, say, 15 or 20 minutes max.
You're joking.
No, really.
Then you must be a speed reader.
I read fairly fast, but remember, I'm just skimming.
Okay. But I'm not sure I know what you mean by that, by skimming.
Well, I'm looking for the main ideas before I listen to the lecture. So I pay a lot of attention to the headings and any words that are in bold type. If there's a summary at the end of the chapter, I read that more carefully.
Okay. But do you highlight the book or underline anything?
Oh, maybe once in a while. But it's not the way I'm using the book, really. I'm just getting some general background information so I can be, a better listener in class.
Now I see why you're going to use your notes for the final. By the way, how did you do on the midterm, using that system, I mean?
I got an A. Just barely. But an A anyway. I usually pull off an A, though. I have a scholarship, so you know how it is.
Okay. I got a B and I studied a lot for it. But I mostly went over the highlighted material in my book. And after I finished with that, I didn't have much time left to go over my notes.
Well, maybe you could start with the notes this time. And, go over the book last.
No kidding. Thanks for the ideas, Linda. I guess it's too late to rewrite all my notes for the final, but I sure plan to spend more time organizing and studying my notes than I do reviewing the book this time.
Oh, and another thing. I never miss a class. You know, since the notes are so important.
No problem. I'm always there, too.
I thought so. But anyway, good luck, Bill. If you get an A on the final, you can still get an A for the course.
I know. I'm going to try. Hey, thanks again. I really appreciate your suggestions.
Number 1. What are the students mainly discussing? Two. Why does Bill mention colonial art? 3. How does Linda usually study for a test? 4. What kind of student is Linda? 5. Listen again to part of the conversation, then answer the question.
You rewrite them?
Yeah, I do.
You rewrite all of your notes?
Why does the man say this?
You rewrite all of your notes?
Six. What will Bill probably do? 14. Conversation 1. Listen to part of a conversation between a student and a secretary on campus.
Hello, Mrs. Kelly. I'd like to pick up my test, please.
Sure. Whose class are you in?
Dr. Purcell's math class.
And your name?
My last name is Raleigh. R-A-L-E-I-G-H.
That's right, Jim Raleigh. Here it is.
Thank you. And Terry Young's test, too, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't let you take someone else's test.
He's sick and he can't come in to get it. He's my roommate.
I understand, but the Privacy Act won't permit it.
Really? Maybe you could call him.
Not even then. I can only give a test to the student whose name appears on it. I can't even give it to a family member.
That's weird.
I think so too, frankly. But that's the law.
Okay, I'll tell Terry. Thanks anyway.
You're welcome. Tell him I'll just keep his test here until he feels better and can come in for it himself.
Okay, I'll do that.
Have a nice day, Jim.
You too, Mrs. Kelly.
Number 1. What do the speakers mainly discuss? 2. Why can't the woman give Terry Young's test to the man? 3. What is the man's last name? 4. How does the woman feel about the policy? 5. What will the man most probably do? 2. Listen to part of a conversation between a student and an advisor on campus.
I usually advise first-year engineering students to take mathematics, chemistry, and an introductory engineering course the first quarter.
Oh, That's only 3 classes.
Yes, but I'm sure that you'll be busy. They're all 5-hour courses, and you'll have to meet each class every day. The chemistry course has an additional 2-hour laboratory.
So that would be 17 hours of class a week.
That's right.
Okay, which mathematics course do you think I should take?
Have you taken very much math in high school?
4 years. I had algebra, geometry, trigonometry.
Good. Then I suggest that you take the math placement test. It's offered this Friday at 9 o'clock in the morning in Tower Auditorium.
Do I need anything to be admitted? I mean, a permission slip?
No, just identification. A driver's license will be fine.
Do I take a chemistry test too?
No. Chemistry 100 is designed for students who have never taken a chemistry course, and Chemistry 200 is for students who have had chemistry in high school.
I've had 2 courses.
Then you should take Chemistry 200, Orientation to Engineering, and either Mathematics 130 or 135, depending on the results of your placement test. Come back Friday afternoon. I should have your score on the test by then, and we can finish getting you registered.
Number 1. What is the purpose of this conversation? Two. How many classes does the woman advise the man to take? 3. What does the man need to be admitted to the examination? 4. What does the woman suggest? 5. What do we know about the student?